We do have Karan Taurani, the Senior Vice President at Elara Securities, joining us on the show right now. Hi, Karan. Good to be speaking with you. Well, what do you make of this latest announcement coming in from Blinkit? Do you think this is something that they'll be able to crack? How do you expect the investors to react to this news flow now?
So I think this is more of experimentation. I don't see this, kind of becoming a very big service. They have tried other things as well in the past, from selling PlayStations to gold coins. And this is also something which is very new and innovative. So I think innovation in the quick commerce business will continue because, that will drive the growth rates, for this segment on a relatively small base. I think quick commerce business, which started off just as, pure grocery and FMCG staples play, is now spreading across various verticals. And PPC is one big vertical where they have kind of aligned their efforts over the last 1 year. And it has, kind of paid off. And they are moving everywhere. They are moving to pet care, the festive products. They are moving to healthcare wellness to a certain extent. They are also moving to FMCD, which is the fast-moving consumer durable goods, wherein you've got mobile accessories as well. So I think this is clear experimentation. We don't know in terms of how much this can scale up as a service, but definitely the good news is that these companies continue to innovate to drive better growth rates.
But Karan, you think it'll be absorbed well with the market? While, of course, Albinder Dhindsa in his tweet itself mentioned that this is not a money-making business proposition. But if it were to be expanded to other cities as well, then it, definitely sort of comes under the lens of investors too.
Yes, so we'll have to assess the kind of investments that they'll be making, towards this. Most of the companies could also, try and do this, through their CSR budgets, if at all. And maybe this could also be a branding effort, to kind of do something for the community in terms of well-being as well. So if it is not about profitability, it can serve the other purpose in terms of PR, marketing, and, community well-being all put together. But we'll have to see in terms of what the kind of investments that they plan to do, how many ambulances they plan to, kind of have in each of the cities, and what are the kind of plans there. But it doesn't seem so that this is going to be very big. As I said, this is just going to be one another offering within the quick commerce platform, and it's a mode of experimentation for now.
Experimentation for now, but let's see how it really progresses. But what about the other one, Big Basket getting into the medicine delivery also now? And I mean, they're not the first, but it has also its own complications. Do you think that also is something that perhaps the likes of Blinkit and, Swiggy can expand into deeper?
Yes, definitely. That is one category I think which has a very good untapped opportunity. You have to understand the fact that quick commerce business is for impulse product categories. And for now, if you see whether you call it FMCG, BPC, a lot of the other categories like, mobile accessories, a lot of impulsing buying does take place, right? So clearly those categories have done well. If you look at all these categories, for example, if you look at the FMCG staple category, or if you look at the BPC category, all these categories are very large in terms of size, in terms of the e-commerce market, which is almost about $20 billion odd. And quick commerce is, kind of paving way into that. But if you look at this online pharmacy market, rather, it is relatively very small. It's only about $2.5 billion in India. So it's a small market in terms of size, but the kind of potential it is very, very strong, because clearly this is one segment where you can drive very high frequency. And what quick commerce players are looking for is customers which can kind of drive higher AOV through a wider variety of product catalog and also frequency. So medicine as a product can drive frequency. Medicine as a product category is also impulsive in nature in terms of consumer buying behavior in certain times. So very clearly it's a huge untapped opportunity. There will be regulatory complications in terms of how things pan out, but if at all this vertical scales up, I think they'll be able to extract a very reasonable amount of share within e-commerce as far as medicine is concerned.
So Karan, in your pecking order, who's going to be winning the QCOM race? Is it going to be the two listed players, or a tough fight from the unlisted lot too?
So I think as of now, I think Blinkit will maintain its edge. That is what our assessment is broadly for now, given the market leadership, given the kind of numbers they are posting. We don't see them gaining market share. We don't even see them losing market share significantly, because they have got their moat. Whether you call it the location advantage, whether you call it the SKU variety, and everything put together, the higher AOV, higher take rate, everything. So I think they will maintain their moat. They will stand to be better and, ahead of competition. As far as Instamart is concerned, I think definitely, things are right now changing. If you look at Instamart's growth, I think, you will see some kind of changes here post the listing. They will potentially, look to gain market share as well over the near term. And at the other end, you've got Zepto as well, who's also executing reasonably well. And then you've got a large variety of e-commerce players who are wanting to get into quick commerce. So definitely the market is going to be fierce in terms of competition. The fragmentation is going to be fierce over the next 2 to 3 years. But I think Blinkit will maintain its moat. And there is a high likelihood that Swiggy Instamart will also make some market share gains over the near term.
Point taken. Thanks, Karan, for joining us.
But also, let's turn to brand guru Harish Bijur. He's joining us on this discussion. Harish, we were just discussing this with Karan Taurani. We are seeing this rapid shift in healthcare. Companies like Blinkit and Big Basket entering this space. How do you view the potential of quick commerce in their effort to transform healthcare delivery? Is this a revolution, or do you think this is merely the evolution of quick commerce?
Well, I think quick commerce is an evolution point as far as e-commerce is concerned, because e-commerce is so yesterday. It is so 2024. Quick commerce is something that reared its head in 24 and is actually slated for big stuff in 25. The key point simply is this, that the consumer has two currencies in his, her, or their pocket. One is called time, the other is called money. Money is so common. Time is not so common, because time is not something that you can go to a shop and say, I died 20 minutes on this program. Will you top up my time? Nobody can do that. And therefore, since time is the bigger currency, people are looking at q-commerce being manna from heaven. You think of a product and you'll get it. And I think today you're going to get medicines, tomorrow you're going to get more and more stuff. So we're going to climb the hierarchy of products in q-commerce.
How real are the risks of perhaps counterfeit or unauthorized drugs entering the supply chain through these quick commerce platforms?
Well, it's who you trust. Because, if you trust a Blinkit, or if you trust a Tata brand, you will go to them. Because at the end of the day, the aggregator is the brand. So you might be going to a Big Basket fundamentally because you trust Big Basket. And Big Basket, hopefully, is not going to get products which are going to be counterfeit, duplicate, etc. So at the end of the day, it might even appear that, if you want to get the most reliable products which come from the mother brands, you must go only to a Big Basket, or you must go only to a Blinkit. So I think the intermediary is the brand, and that brand value these guys are going to bring to the market. I don't think we need to worry about counterfeits of these platforms.
The infrastructure is ready to handle this kind of fast-paced demand scenario, especially when it comes to logistics and regulatory compliance, which would be stricter in healthcare as opposed to other forms of e-commerce that we've seen, which you say is very 2024.
Yeah. Healthcare has gone through the ringer. N numbers of people have actually entered it. There was Farm Easy at a point of time. There were 23 different portals which entered. As long as 6.5 years ago. None of them have survived really in a significant manner because, the share of medicines is not so large. And if you're doing only medicines, there is a problem. So I think if you're talking of a quick commerce site which does more than medicines, then that's an answer. So a Big Basket doing medicines, or maybe a Blinkit tomorrow doing medicines, it will work because you're holding a whole portfolio of products. As far as infra is concerned, it's easy infra. It's cheaper infra because we're really talking about cloud storage. We're talking about cloud stores. You were talking about dark stores. And these dark stores can be in an apartment in your local area. You won't even know they exist. It can be on the 4th floor of an apartment. It just doesn't matter. And dark stores are giving big run for the money for every physical store. The local kirana is bitten. If you ask me, something like 23% of volumes that go through a typical great Indian kirana in the big cities has been grabbed by q-commerce. Now, medicines, if medicines come on, the local pharmacy is going to feel the bite of it and the pinch of it. So this is going to happen. It's a dog-eat-dog world. The only thing is, in this case, physical shops die, and dark stores gain. So it is quite likely that at the basement, right on the ground floor, there's a store, a physical pharmacy, which costs about 80,000 rupees to rent. But on the fourth floor of the same building, there could be an apartment which costs about 20,000 to rent. So this entire physical store moves to become the dark store.
But your insights are always very helpful. Harish, thanks very much for joining us on this discussion tonight.